My name is Mitch Ross, and today I'm giving a funeral to John Keats, the English poet. Today we celebrate life and mourn the death of one of the most brilliant minds ever to grace the shores of England. Today we celebrate those prose so waxed by his brilliance, and we mourn those works not yet finished. Today we acknowledge the soul of John Keats, a poet pure of heart and of mind. My name, for those of you who do not know me, is Joseph Severn, and I lived with John Keats, just down the road there, in an apartment overlooking the Spanish Steps here in Rome. Thank you all for coming out. I know it's a long trip to Rome. You did not need to come, and yet you are here, all fans of his work. You are not his family, he had none left, and you are not his friends. I was his only one of those. You are fans of his work all, and he would have wept to see you here. One day, in my youth, I saw that scrawny young man writing by a tree in the Royal Academy School in London. I sat next to him. I saw what he was writing, the beautiful allegories and structured prose, and I knew in that moment that his was a mind worth knowing. It took 2 weeks of drinking with the man to find out he didn't even attend the school. He was an apprentice apothecary. I was appalled that he would spend his time doing anything other than writing, and he agreed. I introduced this remarkable young man to Leigh Hunt, who then introduced him to Percy Shelley and William Wordsworth. Together we managed to bring out his first book of poetry. After this book he was criticized by scoundrels who hate anything new and fresh, and Wordsworth had the gall to recommend John quit poetry and move to a different art, saying, "Poetry's dead, John." And Keats responded, "The poetry of the earth is never dead." This is who John was. He believed in poetry, as we all believe in God. And he thought they were quite similar in many ways. This was a man whose family, his father, his mother, his 2 brothers, all died of the Red Death, tuberculosis, the disease which eventually took him as well. Yet, despite all the horror, he continued life for as long as he could. In his own words, John saw life as something simple. He wrote in his work Ode of a Grecian Urn, "Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. That is all ye know on earth, and that is all ye need to know." A man who can say that, after the horrors of death he experienced, it should be a lesson to us all. And so to Keats, to this extraordinary man, to this man whose name was writ in water, to this soul of poetry we raise, what? Our swords? No. Our spears? No. Our prayers? No, not even those. To this soul of poetry, we raise our ink and our quills. Let not the soul of poetry have died in vain. Read his works and carry on his traditions. Read his works and love his mind. Read his works and write yourself. For the poetry of earth can never die, not even when the soul of poetry lies dead cold under the warm Roman soil. Thank you.